Are you tired of all the uneducated noise you're getting from the droves of YOLO meme coin peddling douchebag gurus out there trying to use you as their exit liquidity? Would you rather learn a competent university level set of skills that will guide you in managing and investing for the rest of your life? Join us 3 days a week at Digital Investor. Develop your knowledge of game theory, cognitive bias, macroeconomics, monetary theory, investment theory, psychology of the crowds, and more. For more info on Digital Investor and how it can help you, reach out at nickblacknext.com.
Brandon.
Hey, our shirts they're like the same.
Oh, snap. Orange Monday.
Same.
Orange Monday.
Same.
Did you see Elon Musk put laser eyes on his profile?
Yes. Is that good?
I mean, those guys all missed the whole point of what the laser eyes thing was. It was never a Bitcoin thing. It was a Bitcoin price thing. It had to do with 420. Doesn't matter.
Was that the top of the last cycle too?
Well,
when they started, that started coming
tops
out.
Are called by Jim Cramer and Mark Cuban.
Yeah. Did you see? I put that little thing in our Telegram where he said Biden will never wait. What did he say exactly?
He'll stay in. He's staying in.
He's staying in for sure. That's what he said.
And what was it like a day later?
Yeah, a day later. That's what
How
happened.
is he? I mean,
he's perfect. He's 100%.
How is a guy that wrong all the time?
You know, it's really a skill. It's like it's got to be like one of those birthrights too. Like I think divinely touched.
I think that maybe he just cannot read the tea leaves. Like he gets he looks at what's going on in society and just gets it dead nuts wrong every time. So whatever's in his brain that puts information together and then spits out an output, it's just all effed up. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hello. All right. Do we have any housekeeping?
We might as well hit some stuff, right?
Yeah.
Let's go through the exchange. Okay, so we're gonna be making a couple changes here, but you said were you gonna talk about the twin later? That's okay.
Well, we don't have a date for it yet.
Right.
But we will have a date. We think by today we'll have a date.
Ooh, dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're talking. So the licenses, we are now on our last batch of licenses for the last batch of tilling. So if we do decide to start tilling a new set of licenses, it will be later. So if you guys go look at the licenses now and you see, it has uptime, it's active, it has uptime of 2,250 hours. The next batch that we start listing will have 0 hours here soon again. So if you wanted to nab some that still had tilling, just wanted to give you a heads up. Also, there are starting to be more sellers on here too. You'll go through and you'll see, and you can kind of go through and see what ones, and we're still working on some sorting so we can see these more easily. It's just been a kind of pain. But you'll see there's some without tilling. So just be aware of that because a couple people bought some that were deeply discounted and they didn't have any tilling. And they reached out and they're like, hey, how can I add tilling to these? I'm like,
plug them in.
I'm like, they wanted me to retroactively add the tilling. Like go back. Anyway, so it's not like we can't add tilling to those. I mean, you got to discount for a reason.
It's like showing up to the race car track. The race has been going for an hour. And you're like, hey, can you add some laps on? What?
Yeah.
Just add me some laps. But
catch me up.
But you don't get laps. You haven't driven any laps yet. Yeah. Just throw me some laps. Thanks. Love you.
Anyway, so also conversely, if you have like a 2 node and a 2 node, let's say you have 2 twos, right?
2 2.
You can't make a 4 like a level, I think 12 C hypercycle stack, meaning 4 node license bundle, and marry all 3 of those things together. It has to be a 2 and a 2 and a 2 and a 2. Like you have to create the token stack to match your license bundles. If it's multiples, then you have to do multiples. You can't just all of a sudden combine them all together, unfortunately. So I know that was a small issue. And then we talked about this before, but the way when you create a hypershare, the way that it works is it sends you for a single license or whatever, or double, it sends you 2048 R tokens and 2048 S tokens. Those are all 1155s, and it takes a second for the network to propagate that and for even the Ethereum blockchain to send those out. So I keep having people like instantly create a hypershare, then emailing me and say their R and S tokens aren't there. And then by the time I email them back and say refresh, then they're there. And it's like, I just want to let you know that it takes just a little bit of time for that to happen. So give that a second, and that's the Ethereum blockchain.
Brandon, question from Ronald: do they have to be from the same original masternode? I think he's asking to combine them.
Yeah. So if you wanted to merge them, they have to be from the same master license, and the chance of that happening now in this vacuum that we're in is pretty rare. Let me change to my Ethereum mainnet here. I'm on a different subnet and see if I can see. I'll show you what we've done over on Node Market over here. Let's see if we can go view profile licenses. So if we go down here, if it's mergeable, when you click these three dots, this merge licenses will show up. Okay. And we've coded it so that it'll show up if it's possible in your licenses. So if you go click those, that's possible.
You know what? It should just be, when you scroll over one, it should just be black.
Yeah. So if it's not possible, you won't see anything.
Okay. There's no merge button.
No, there's nothing. Like,
okay,
so
perfect.
you just want to even have the option.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So that's it. Like you know the difference. So like I found one that was mergeable by chance. Anyway, that one's not. So this one is. So I can merge this one. And the reason I can is because I just split these apart from the master.
Yeah.
And so I have to split these to send them to you guys. So I know that I have a lot of mergeable ones. You guys won't. Anyway, so that kind of.
What does the S token get you? Voting rights. Well, no, it's the S token is a security token. So the way to think about it is, I mean, if you, what do you mean?
Well, it is the voting. So it is exactly, yeah, it's the voting right. So that's why they built it into the system. So the amount of S tokens you have is the amount of votes. So like, for example, if you wanted to split a license that was in their hypershare, you have to have 100% of the votes. And the only way to vote is
right.
With the S token.
That's okay. Now I'll clarify something back. Since I created the S token, there was no S token. I created it. Let me tell you what it is. It's the security asset. To recombine, voting is a secondary function. The S is to assign ownership of the asset. So you could do, like, let's say you want to take on investors. You wanted to take on, like, you had a master node and it split, and now you're going, oh crap, maybe we want to get a bigger computer box, whatever you needed. I'm going to bring on an investor, go in halvesies with me. You could sell the S tokens, but that's ownership rights. Those are ownership percentages. And of course, yes, voting does come into that, but voting's not the main function. The main function is the actual equity ownership of the asset. And then you could have a variety of things. You could have voting could be part of it. It might be representation for rewards. Like you could structure it in a way, hey, I pay dividends, or like whatever that allows you to in the future run a full business. So some of the overcomplication of Hypercycle, it seems overcomplicated now, but then if you look 3 or 4 years in the future, you go, okay, I kind of get why they did that, because they're assuming that people are going to get to a point where these could be big business. So they're just trying to roll out all those things all at once, which can be kind of cumbersome. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's a better explanation. Yep.
And the R tokens, if you want, just so you know, if you wanted to offer up revenue. So if you made a deal with like HyperPG was like, hey, you can point your stuff over here. We'll, but it's a revenue split from what the node generates. You might move revenue tokens around to compensate people accordingly for their work. Know what I'm saying? Brandon.
Yes.
What do we got? We got some good news in the news. Well, we got a lot. Well, we have a lot of news. We have a lot of news in the news. There's a lot going on. Everybody knows, obviously, like Biden's out. We called that, but I guess we were out by like we missed it by like 2 weeks. I actually thought it was going to be the July 4th, that next Monday.
Yeah, the announcement, the timing on a Sunday is very peculiar, and people are conspiracy theorying this, by the way, like a lot. You see
That he
that.
went to church and the good Lord Jesus told him.
Well, has nobody seen him since he announced, or even during the announcement, nobody's seen him.
Or maybe nobody's seen him ever.
Maybe he doesn't exist for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
No, they think it's very peculiar that he hasn't mentioned this. So every other time any presidents dropped out, they did like a live address, like on TV. This one was on a letter that was not even official letterhead. That was very like
written with a Crayola.
Yeah, it was.
With
It
a
was written
Crayola,
with Crayola.
sit on a fax machine.
So Trump wrote the letter. Anyway, so now there's so many things like, well, why hasn't he addressed anything? Why hasn't he gotten up? Like all we've seen is text. So they think like, I don't know.
I mean, he's probably, let's be honest, he's kind of geriatric, and they probably practiced his speech, and he started talking about milk and the smell of like sulfur in a swimming pool, and you're, wait, what? No, man, get that guy away from a microphone.
He's being coerced into this, and he's going to be tied up for the next 7 months. What is it? 7 months? 6 months?
Mr. Biden, are you saying you're dropping out of the election? Scott Amarillo, 3:30. Okay, come this way now. Come. So that's it. Does he still have COVID? I mean, he got COVID, right? That might be hard on him.
Yeah, but they said I'm doing great after. A couple days after that. So I don't think that's the issue. And it's just COVID. He's probably vaccinated, right? So the vaccine cures everything, I've been told. So we should be good.
But anyway, beyond that, you have other stuff. So
I think there's something else going on here. It'll all come out, I imagine. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll be just conspiracy.
Have you been listening to InfoWars again?
What's that?
Oh, that flat earther Alex Jones guy.
Ooh. What's he think? Does he think
everything's a conspiracy. Everything's a thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we could think surface level. He's just so sick. He actually did write the letter, and he did drop out, and he all of a sudden switched to 180.
Well, no, he did drop out. That part's not fake.
Are you sure he did, or did somebody else coerce him?
Well, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's out of the race. So
that morning he said he was 100% in. So it was like really. Anyway.
Well, I'm saying everything after the letter saying I'm out, he's out.
Yeah, he's out for sure.
So he's out. So the rest of it may not be super important.
It's just stuff. So who's in?
I mean, he promoted Kamala, right?
Yeah, nobody else did, but he did in his letter. That's strangely written.
That's rough. Because she can't carry, and Hillary can't carry an election, and I don't know anybody over there that can. I think that's it. Short of Oprah,
Wait, let's go
with The Rock as her running mate, I don't know that there's any. There's no amount of wokeness.
Oh, it looks like Michelle's moved up a little bit. She was 5, so
she barely beat out other,
including Whitmer. I don't know why it says including Whitmer. Hillary was up to 6% at one point. Now she's down to 2. Gavin was 5%. He's down to 1. And the rest are kind of actually Joe Biden. So somebody lost $2 million on this. Joe Biden, they're like, oh, this is guaranteed to make like 18% or whatever it was. They lost a lot of money.
People just want to gamble. It's insanity, man. Hey, what are you drinking there, guy?
Oh, this is protein. This is a little protein, post-workout protein. It's not very exciting. It's an ISO 100. It's the Dymatize stuff. It's my favorite.
Will the 1% hypercycle, 10% for AI rights, 10% AI automatically be carved out before the revenue hits my wallet? Yeah, that'll all be. They sort all that out. What's left is you get it. You can go spend it. You can go to the bar, Ronald. You can go get tapas. Okay. Tip of the spear. Tip of something. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. All assets in disaster are correlated 1. Yes. I think. Will Hypercycle ever be listed on exchanges? It's listed on a few spammy exchanges right now. I I think exchanges don't matter. They're something that happens eventually, but the need to be on a centralized exchange is no longer a thing. Well, show of hands, there's 185 people here. Do you guys use Web3 wallets and swapping / bridging / DEX transactions more or less than centralized exchanges? So the easy answer is DEX or centralized. What's your answer? DEX or centralized? I would probably say for me, 85 swap DEX, 15% centralized exchange. What do you think, Brandon? Probably.
Yeah, I'm probably like 95.5. And the thing that sucked is, did you see during that whole Cloudflare thing or whatever? I think DeBridge was having like an issue or something. So I was so mad because I almost had to go to Kraken to do a swap, and I'm like,
Oh,
nah,
man.
I'll wait. So I waited. I hate going over there.
Yeah, that's a dick punch. So I think the centralized exchange was definitely something that was more utilized in the earlier days of the crypto space. It's obviously the on-ramp for the slightly more informed, because the non-informed or the uninformed, they go and they buy ETFs. They're going to buy Bitcoin ETF. They're going to buy Ethereum ETF, and they're going to buy whatever other kind of perverted, sideways, synthetic, non-real exposure they can get in whatever, traditional or more traditional financial product they own. Okay. But then you have that group of people that's like a little bit more interested. They're going to get a Coinbase account. And that's still a big pile of people because, look at kind of the onboarding kind of year of the NFT onboarding experience of 2021 and 2020 during the COVID free money fountain. And so that's given way to the meme apocalypse, which we're in right now. And, those are all, and so, but even the meme coin traders, people graduate from centralized meme coin trading to Web3 meme coin trading pretty quickly. Like they get wallets. Like even some people I know, they're dummies. They're like, I got a MetaMask. Okay, good. Welcome aboard. I'm buying crap spew, mooning. Okay, buddy. But anyway, so I think that more and more you won't need centralized exchanges, which has got to be why Coinbase and these other companies are going so heavily into, layer 2s and things like, I don't know. What do you think? Do we go more centralized or more,
Here's my thought process. And this is my mom. This is my real life thought process, right? I got her on Coinbase, and that's the limit for her. That's where she ends. But I feel like you guys who are listening to us have gotten off Coinbase, have now branched out to more decentralized and stuff. But I feel like by doing so, your opportunity is a lot higher because there's a lot more options for you to make more. For example, she can't buy like, even on Node Market, she's not like able to like get an NFT and like get the revenue and sharing. And that's just a pie gravy on top of whatever. There's so many options with the decentralized platforms that you don't have on centralized platforms that just aren't even there. But her risk tolerance and her knowledge isn't there where I'm going to like handhold her through decentralized stuff. So there's just different levels. And I think once you graduate to those different levels, you'll see different opportunities start to present themselves.
Will Hypercycle continue to use ETH for payment of gas fees?
Oh, I saw that. We can't comment on that.
We can't comment on it? Okay, no comment.
Yet.
Soon a comment, but not yet. Yeah, I don't know. That's back end stuff. Is there an advertising strategy for Node Market? Not right now. Right now, we're still building Node Market. We're still building stuff. So until we're done building.
Why is our outflow? Dude, oh my gosh. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
So we're not doing any marketing until we get done building it. Too many of these people launch not fully developed products. And while Node Market works for a skew of things right now, it's still not done. We're still building. Hence the large checks we have to cut every couple of weeks to these developers. So, yes, not yet, but soon. All right. Should we talk? Is there any other news that we would talk about outside the wall, or do we need to go behind the wall?
Now let's go behind and figure some stuff out in life. Markets and stuff.
How many
Portfolio.
DIs, DPCs? What are our numbers now? I think it's 64 on the
Charlene,
digital
she asks all
private
the time.
clients.
Let me see.
What is
Hold on.
the
Let
digital
me see if I can
investors? I'm
Let me
going to
see if I can
guess
pull it up.
471.
Oh my heck, I had a nightmare of a weekend. Did I tell you? Okay,
No.
hold on. Anyway, no big deal. We won't waste time on that garbage. Okay, let me just see if I can log in and see. How much did you say? 64 on DPC and what?
My guess was a 471 for digital investors.
471.
I don't know. This is a guess.
Charlene's like insanely. She's asked this a ton of times. She's always asked it, and we've
She
never
wants
hit
to
it.
know. She wants to know.
470, 478.
Ooh. Okay, I got to change my little banner then.
Nice.
47. Oh, dang, it was higher. It was 486. We lost 8 people.
That makes sense.
I guess they're done. They're rich and they're done, huh? That's it.
I guess.
We got all we needed. All right. Who's actually selling and determining the price of AI compute on Hypercycle? Well, that would be Hypercycle, the company. Remember, they're the ones. So you use Hypercycle to leverage. Okay, think about it this way. You don't go to Hypercycle to buy AI compute. You go to Hypercycle to leverage and get more out of your AI compute. So it's not like you go buy compute from Hypercycle. You're a company that's doing AI compute, and you want smarter, more elegant, more communicative AI and AI resources and algorithms. That's why you use Hypercycle, because it makes what you're doing more cost-effective, more efficient, makes your AI smarter. So it isn't like Bob has decided to do some AI. So Bob's going to go buy compute. That doesn't even mean anything. Go buy some AI. What the crap does that even mean? No, it's companies that are already utilizing AI compute, which eventually is probably going to be every company that exists. Who knows how many companies exist? And I don't even know what that will look like. Because if you could build AI systems, agent swarms, networks that spit off their own companies. Anyway, future's going to look real cool. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's how it works. So it's probably competing for space. So if you have a lot of queries, you can kind of bid and outbid and compete. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be something that looks a lot like the way AdWords looks for Google, where you compete for words and stuff. I'm sure there's some level of competition for compute. I just don't know how that works. Brandon, any thoughts on pricing?
No, I just not my realm right now. I'm gonna let them deal with it.
Yep. Okay.
Things that are out of my control, I try not to waste like a ton of like brain power on because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm already tapped.
What's going on in those other galaxies right now, Brandon?
So yeah, that's a great question. I'm glad that you brought that up. We got all the
And
telescopes out.
Oh, what do we know? What do we know about MTGOX selling? I know that tokens are going out, but are they being put in people's wallets yet? I don't think so.
So I don't think so either. And like I said, I don't think this is going to be a big deal that much. We'll see.
I think it is going to be a big deal.
Time will tell.
It's big deal versus not big deal.
A big deal it would be like a drop in half for Bitcoin, right? I think it's going to be a less than 10,000.
I think back down to 50K that'd be pretty tough for people to absorb.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. So I think it's going to be like 57, just like it got with the German selling. I don't think it's going to be worse than the German. I think 57's the low.
Well,
anyway,
we'll
we can talk behind the wall here.
All right.
Everybody's yelling at us.
Yeah. I mean, even though Neil hasn't said anything.
Yeah, where's Neil? I miss that guy. I've been waiting all weekend for Neil to come back and give me. But
his deputy James has spoken. Deputy Taylor.
Steve-O says a 20% drop. Anyway, what's the calculus on a 20%? What is it at now? 68?
Well, if
60?
it's 68, that'd be what, 13.6
Times-
off? Take 13.6
Yeah,
away
so we're
from
at
it.
54. Ooh, he's right he's betwixt us. Betwixt us.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what we see, won't we? All right. Now I've got to do my thing.
We're going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.
Facebook, get out of here. YouTube. See you later. Two people on Twitch. Catch you next time.